Indigenous peoples in Brazil was by then established to designate the people of the New World and continues to be used in the Portuguese language to designate these people. While a person from India is called Indiano in order to distinguish the two. At the time of European contact, some of the indigenous people were traditionally semi-nomadic tribes who subsisted on hunting, fishing, gathering and migrant agriculture. Many tribes suffered extinction as a consequence of the European settlement and many were assimilated into the Brazilian population. The indigenous population was decimated by European diseases, declining from a pre-Columbian high of 2 to 3 million to some 300,000 as of 1997. Distributed among 200 tribes. By the 2010 IBGE census, 817,000 Brazilians classified themselves as indigenous. A 1985 linguistic survey found 188 living indigenous languages with 155,000 total speakers. On January 18, 2007, FNI reported 67 remaining uncontacted tribes in Brazil, up from 40 known in 2005. With this addition, Brazil passed New Guinea, becoming the country with the largest number of uncontacted peoples in the world. Questions about the original settlement of the Americas has produced a number of hypothetical models. The origins of these indigenous people are still a matter of dispute among archaeologists. Anthropological and genetic evidence indicates that most Amerindian people descended from migrant people from North Asia who entered the Americas across the Bering Strait or along the western coast of North America in at least 3 separate waves. In Brazil, particularly, most native tribes who were living in the land by 1500 are thought to be descended from the first Siberian wave of migrants, who are believed to have crossed the Bering Land Bridge at the end of the last ice age, between 13,000 and 17,000 years before the present. A migrant wave would have taken some time after initial entry to reach present-day Brazil, probably entering the Amazon River basin from the northwest. An analysis of Amerindian Y chromosome DNA indicates specific clustering of much of the South American population. The microsatellite diversity and distributions of the Y lineage specific to South America indicates that certain Amerindian populations have been isolated since the initial colonization of the region. According to an autosomal DNA genetic study from 2012, Native Americans descend from at least 3 main migrant waves from Siberia. Most of it is traced back to a single ancestral population, called First Americans. However, those who speak Inuit languages from the Arctic inherited almost half of their ancestry from a second Siberia migrant wave. And those who speak Na Dene, on the other hand, inherited a tenth of their ancestry from a third migrant wave. The initial settling of the Americas was followed by a rapid expansion southwards by the coast, with little gene flow later, especially in South America. One exception to this are the Chibcha speakers, whose ancestry comes from both North and South America. Another study, focused on the mtDNA, revealed that the indigenous people of the Americas have their maternal ancestry traced back to a few founding lineages from Siberia, which would have arrived via the Bering Strait. According to this study, it is probable that the ancestors of the Native Americans would have remained for a time in the region of the Bering Strait, after which there would have been a rapid movement of settling of the Americas, taking the founding lineages to South America. According to a 2016 study, focused on mtDNA lineages, a small population entered the Americas via a coastal route around 16.0 Ka, following previous isolation in eastern Beringa for approximately 2.4 to 9,000 years after separation from eastern Siberian populations. Following a rapid movement throughout the Americas, limited gene flow in South America resulted in a marked phylogeographic structure of populations, which persisted through time. All of the ancient mitochondrial lineages detected in this study were absent from modern data sets, suggesting a high extinction rate. To investigate this further, we applied a novel principal components multiple logistic regression test to Bayesian serial coalescence simulations. The analysis supported a scenario in which European colonization caused a substantial loss of pre-Columbian lineages. Linguistic studies have backed up genetic studies, with ancient patterns having been found between the languages spoken in Siberia and those spoken in the Americas. Two 2015 autosomal DNA genetic studies confirmed the Siberian origins of the natives of the Americas. However, an ancient signal of shared ancestry with the natives of Australia and Melanesia was detected among the natives of the Amazon region. The migration coming out of Siberia would have happened 23,000 years ago. Brazilian native people, unlike those in Mesoamerica and the Central Andes, did not keep written records or erect stone mow.